That's what people think this and be like, oh my God, it's me.
Good morning.
Bro.
I hear that.
Yes, people. Yes.
Aye.
Back again.
Back again.
Back in the stew.
Aye, your favourite bunch.
Minus one.
Minus
Minus
one.
one.
Speon's not here with us today,
Yeah.
but he's here with us in spirit as always.
His beanie hat is somewhere floating. If you look close enough, you can see it.
Someone said it was sprayed on.
It's sprayed.
Rolled up.
At the tip of his head, just waiting to be rolled down.
Action
I'm like one
man.
Jimmy, fam.
Oh boy. But yeah, man. How's everyone been, fam? Everyone been good?
Yeah.
Looking after themselves?
Everything's been good. Been had a few days relaxing, doing my thing.
Yeah, okay.
You know, back now.
Yeah.
Back in the stew.
Where you
Back in
been?
the stew.
Back to the grind. Huh?
Where you been?
I went to Rhodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Been
out.
out the country and that. Podcasts are doing well and that.
fam.
I didn't tell you, like, innit? Spotify's been paying us.
Don't kill me, fam.
Change it.
So stupid. So
But no, yeah, I've been away, just enjoying myself, and
Yeah.
but I'm back. It's
Good,
cold
good.
here though. I can't lie.
Yeah, fam. Welcome back to England, innit? This is England.
This
You know
is
what I mean, man?
England.
Can imagine
You got a Stony?
Coming in.
Come in. You want some? I'll
Imagine
give it
the
you.
body
I'll give it
temperature's
ya.
probably like
Sure,
still
sure.
on 100 right now, and it's just got slapped by the wind. with
Oh,
the English winter.
goodness. You get off the plane.
Yeah,
Walking
yeah.
down to the little bus.
You can already see his tan as well, fam. It's
Man,
proper tan.
the people
Golden,
in
fam.
golden.
He was caramel before, now he's just a browning.
browning, fam. Come on. Yeah, man.
I'm bad beef, fam.
How are you?
The baddest.
The baddest B, fam.
Yeah, fam.
But yeah, how you lot there?
Man's easy, you know, just little wins in life, you know. Some personal
Tell
stuff.
him again. Preach.
Yeah,
Personal,
yeah.
just
Aye, what's
personal things going on, just little wins, you know what I mean?
Spotify money.
Hey, this guy one big still.
I'm happy, you know what I mean? But other than that, I've just been trying to survive in this cold world, bro. Just trying to survive and get on with it, live this life that we've been given,
Yeah, bro.
and just thankful every day. You know what I mean?
Thankful.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Gratitude is a must.
Gratitude is a must.
The word, fam. The word.
How are you, Sean? Go on.
Yeah, mate. I'm
Come on, let us
blessed,
know.
mate.
Go on in, go on
Just as this has all been going on, you know, you have to battle with like mental health and stuff
Yeah,
like that, you
bro.
know, and just finding ways to like just stay above water, really, and you know, making progress back in the gym after not being there for so long.
Hench.
Hey, what's that?
Listen, I'm trying to be athletic. I'm trying to be.
Is it?
Always been that guy, man.
Shredded.
Shredded.
Shred gang.
I still got a few meat
Sean's
that I need
wham,
to drop
fam.
off though, but it's alright though.
Yeah, man.
But
We love that.
yeah, just little, as you said, little wins, and
Yeah, fam.
you know, it's looking good, fam, looking good, man. Despite what BJ is saying, fam, Boris Johnson, despite what he's
Bozo,
trying to rub
Boris
Bozo,
Bozo
they don't even know
Johnson.
what he's talking about. Put
That-
people in tears and that.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
So, never want to talk
But
about it.
it's there's a lot of stuff even going on. There's a lot of stuff even within the social media world.
100.
Everything else that's been going on. You look at Chip and Stormzy.
Yeah.
Bit of beef.
Bit
Go
of
on.
beef
Bit-
and that.
Bit of
Bit
beef.
beef,
No lamb.
quote unquote.
You know what?
God.
I'm feeling mixed about this one. You know,
You know,
I'm
because you
I've
know
got
what?
mixed feelings, fam.
Do you know what? Because it's difficult because this is the essence of grime.
Essence.
It's if you've grown up listening to grime, if you've grown up listening to, you know, Risky Roads or you know, Lord of the Mics or all of these different things. This is the essence of where this all stems from. But at the same time, part of me immediately got defensive because Stormzy from South. And it was like this thing of kind of like, and don't get me wrong, that's not taking anything away from Chip because he's a great lyricist. He's a legend in the game.
Where's he from? North.
Yeah,
He's from Tottenham.
Oh, okay.
But like, there's nothing to take away from Chip because his ability is undeniable. But defensive, like that came up in me. I was just like, Stormzy,
Hey,
Stormzy, my guy.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, you know what it is. I'm a fan of Chip, innit?
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Chip. Lyrically, bar for bar, unless we're talking about the OGs like Gets, Kano,
Yeah.
D Double.
Yeah.
No one ain't really chatting to Chip.
To Chip, yeah, it's true.
I actually feel like Stormzy can bar him bar for bar. I'm not gonna lie. But Chip, because of his fan base and everything, because of the nostalgia that he is the best, he's known for war.
Yeah.
he has the advantage.
He
You get what I'm
does, isn't
saying?
it? He's got a bit of the upper hand in a way.
But I must say, yeah, I don't think people should sleep on Stormzy. I think Stormzy really wants to reply, but he doesn't want to give him clout.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And
Do you know? I was just gonna say, like, obviously, I think for where you two, like, you grew up on Grime or listening to it, whatever. I don't think I did. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like I can appreciate and understand music as a whole. Do you know what I mean? So where, as a lot of people, like, you got some people that have been writing off Stormzy. You got some that are saying, you know, don't count him out. I'm kind of on the like don't count him out side. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like when I look at the beef that previous beef that Chips had, it's kind of like that's almost like what's his name? You know, Anthony Joshua when he's boxing all them pub fighters and that.
like Ruiz and that.
Yeah. All them man there. Like, I just feel like with Stormzy, this is a proper like you will find out.
It's supposed to be a proper clash.
Yeah, it's a heavyweight thing.
Do you know what it is? Yeah. Do you know what it is? I feel like with this situation at hand now, the people that Chip has kind of like clashed beforehand, you wouldn't call them, I don't want to say intellectual, but you wouldn't call them like academic and that. Like Chip was smart, innit? No, do you know what I mean? Like, no, let's be real. Like he's clashing man them from roads and that. But Chip was actually very smart in school. Like he made that known. He got good grades in school. But so did Stormzy, fam. Stormzy was actually very intelligent. Like, what did he leave school with? Like A stars and A's and that. Like the guy's intellectual. Like the guy knows what he's doing. So I don't feel like
what he's talking about.
He knows what he's talking about. So I don't feel like he should be written off. Like that. I feel like he can actually bar Chip, and I feel like Chip will feel pressure if he responds. That's what I feel like. But I feel like Chip is moving. It's getting a bit sad now. Just a little bit. I don't want to say desperate, but I have to say desperate.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
See, this is what I was thinking, because even though I didn't grow up on Grime, but I've always known about Chip from school. Do you know what I mean? And everything that I've listened to him, or that I've listened to him do, it's always been like, like he's got bars and whatever. Do you know what I mean? But this is the first time that I've actually seen that, almost like he's in that kind of situation where he's trying to, almost like kind of PR stuff. Do you know what I mean? And
really,
yeah, like this is the first time, like, because I've always seen him as like, some people have been trying to beef him to then get their
I can tell you're not a Grime head still.
Well,
he done that whole like speech in his fire in the booth
with who?
With Charlie Sloth. So he was saying that people don't respect him. This is when he just came back from America. Everyone's writing him off, and he's back, and he had loads of things to say. Then he actually opened the doors for people to clash him. So that's where Bugsy came from. And then that's where Young'un came from as well.
But this is what I'm saying. I don't know. Again, I might be wrong in it, but for me, I've always seen that people clashed him. Now it's kind of like he's doing this whole thing about trying to get Stormzy to reply in order to keep himself relevant, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
I think he felt. Chip has funny. Ignore the pun, but had a chip on his shoulder in a sense, because in some way, because I think he did feel like people were writing him off when he went away to America and he made that song with Chris Brown, and he came back and it was almost, there was all this sort of chat. He kind of got, I'm not going to say he got the Dizzy treatment, because we a lot of people said that Dizzy Bra School went off and, you know what I mean, sold out, blah blah. You know, Tiny Temper, you know, all of these sort of people, Tincture Stride, like all of these people kind of got that sort of treatment. And I think Chip made it, out of all of them, I think Chip made it his mission to come back and prove that he is Grime. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. But then we have to look at the core for why he's sending for Stormzy. Do you get what I'm saying? So obviously, Stormzy heard Chip's bars in Ways. Was it Ways?
Ways with Dom. That's the project with Skepta and
Young Ads and Skepta.
Young Ads, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And then so Stormzy's reply was in Tion Wayne's song, like, I don't know. Like, he's talking about me, I don't know. Yeah. So then obviously Chip would have heard that and reacted to it. But then the video came to surface of when Stormzy pulled up with his man them.
So just before you say that as well though, you were saying about Chip's verse on Ways. Yeah. And apparently that wasn't even for...
Apparently, but it sounds very much like...
No, but I've heard from a few people,
Yeah.
or a few different types of people and places that it actually wasn't for Stormzy. And when I kind of tried to envision who it was for, whether it be Stormzy or the other brother, like
Here's
here's
where the spanner's in the works. Here's where the
go
spanner
on.
gets put in the works, yeah. Because obviously I followed this scene, innit? There was a time, obviously, when Stormzy and Chip were brethren. But obviously, you know, Chip has beef, or he doesn't like, not beef, but he doesn't like Tiny Temper.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't like him. For whatever reason, he doesn't like him. And Tiny Temper and Stormzy done a song. And Stormzy didn't realise the song was a send for Chip. Do you get what I'm saying? So the song's come out now and it sounds like Stormzy's sending for Chip, but he's not. But what Stormzy done was he came out straight away and said, look, like, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with Chip in it. Like, that's my guy. He's a cool guy. Like, I don't want no one to be chasing clout off my name. Like, I don't want you to be trying to drag my name into anything. So he made that clear.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he heard it, and he knew Chip would hear it,
Yeah.
he made his intentions clear. Like, he said, like, look, I'm not sending for you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So some would say that if Chip knew he weren't sending for Stormzy and they had that sort of relationship, and he knows that Stormzy might remotely think that it's about him, he would have said, like, look, it's not about you.
It's not about you.
about
And
you.
that's
or
where
even phone him on the side and say, look,
Yeah.
well, I've done this song.
and
It
that might have
sound like
happened. We don't know. But it might. But that's where I feel like Chip is the type of person to capitalize on a situation at times, because
I feel like he missed his
Might have thought about
opportunity,
it
bro.
and then
I feel like he missed his opportunity.
in the sense
man.
that, don't get me like, see, like how Stormzy made a track with Tiny Temper, yeah, cool. He came out and he said, Stormzy said, yeah, look, that's not about you, Chip. And then if that was the case, yeah, and Chip has replied to Stormzy on Ways, and that was actually for him, because realistically, it came out around the time that Stormzy dropped. Was it Heavy as the Crown or Heavy as, you know, that album?
Yeah.
And what did Chip say in that song in Ways? He was like, "Round here, you're no king." Something about piss on your take your crown off and piss on your head, or something like that, along those sort of lines.
So
So it's like
fits his description.
It
bro.
fits it just fit, and around the time that he dropped the album as well.
So
So
I'm
how
saying,
can you not say it's that?
Sorry, let me grab your phone real quick. I just
yeah.
need to see that. Just a quick thing before I
Yeah.
say
Calm.
anything,
But
innit?
yeah, like that's how I kind of see
I
it.
hear
It was too relatable to the situation. The timing was just too perfect. And
Also,
don't get me wrong, artists make songs, you know, weeks, months in advance, sometimes years, you know, but that documentary that came out with Young Ad, Skepta and Chip when they made that album, they made the album within a certain amount of time. Like, they made it very quickly.
Yeah.
So it wasn't something that was, you know, a couple
there
months
from
ago.
time ago.
It was
It's recent.
a fresh thing.
Yeah.
And that album had come out.
Yeah, I get you. And for me as well, Stormzy said, Chip sending for Stormzy right now. He should have done it when he pulled up to his yard.
Yeah.
Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, for me, even releasing that video is moist.
when
sorry,
did that video come out?
So that
It was
video
earlier
came
this
out.
year.
Huh?
It was earlier this year.
What,
It came
the-
out.
No.
recent.
When did I know it was filmed in like June?
It was filmed in June, but it came out about, say, 2 weeks ago, 2.5
About
weeks
that,
ago.
Yeah, about
So
that, yeah.
so that's about 4 months, fam.
4
So
months.
you're telling me literally sitting on a bad boy piece of information and that
Literally.
and like, fam, everything about that just screams PR.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying, because he was all saying that, you know, you got gospel songs and blah blah blah, and you're pulling up to my yard. The album that the gospel song was on was literally called Gang Signs and Prayer. So I don't understand why he's trying to play on that and people are following it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
also it's a case of he's saying that, you know, you've got songs for like black boys or black people and uplifting black people, but yet you're pulling up to my yard. But if he was on that same wave, which he says he is, he wouldn't have released that video to try and defame.
And
Stormzy's
let's
someone
be
that
real.
was down.
Chip
You get what
has
I'm
said things in the past. I'm not going to like quote direct things, but Chip has said things in the past that allude to like other black men being in some violent situations. You know, so who are we? Like, you know, you can't play the card when it suits you.
Yeah.
As well as followers as well. You got to think. I think, especially with Grime, you got followers who maybe like yourselves that actually follow it and understand and don't don't believe everything that you hear. I feel like you've then got the other side where they might get a sniff of beef, and some might actually think it's serious or.
Yeah,
you know.
well, it must have been serious. The way he pulled up to the yard, it looked like they was ready, fam.
But even then, it's like I feel like even with that, amongst one half of like supporters of like, okay, maybe he might not have been on it, or maybe he's obviously if you pull up on someone's yard, it's always a problem. Do you know what I mean? But then I think the other, I'd say naive side, the other half of the supporters are probably going to be like, rah, yeah, this is instant beef, like. You know, it's real and everything like that. Do you know what I mean? Some people was even talking about how maybe it's another form of PR for both of them.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't think Stormzy needs the PR.
No, maybe not. But it might be behind. Like I was having a debate before, and we was talking about. Imagine if they were behind, like talking as we are, and being like, all right, cool. I'm gonna say this on this tune. I want you to say that, and you know what I mean. Like obviously, maybe not as well planned out as that, but something along them lines. Like,
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I was.
But you got Stormzy pulling up in his Urus.
Yeah, I mean, but Chip gave him his address. Like, I mean, I was listening to Halfcast, innit? They done an episode on.
Shout out Halfcast.
Shout out Halfcast. I'll mess
Chucky
with
Online,
with Chucky
my guy.
Online. That's the guy. Still, I like his podcast and Savage Dan and all of them, man.
Yeah,
but
all of them.
Poet, big up Poet. That's my guy. Controversial, but. I've been following him since I was in secondary school, fam. That's
Poet's
years.
Corner on
Poet's Corner, fam. Copper 90, like
all of them.
all of them things. There,
Vuj.
like, Vuj or Bricka. Then he was with Tolu, like Don't Jealous Me and all of them. You know what I mean? Anyways, tangent. But I was listening to them and they had a lot to say about this, and he made some pretty valid points. Like for me, entertainment wise, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I want to see the clash in it.
Yeah, of course.
I ain't gonna lie to you because it could potentially be the clash.
Who doesn't, fam? Who doesn't?
That for me, yeah, the best clash of all, like, one of the highest clash, one of the top 5 clash, top 3 clashes of all time,
Yeah.
at the moment is P Money and Dot Rotten.
Yeah.
That clash was incredible. Not putting aside, not forgetting like Lord of the Mics and all of them.
No,
tunes
but
there,
it was
that
the
clash.
it was the new
so
age,
consistent.
the new age back and forth.
Literally, fam.
Reply within a certain amount of
You get what I'm
time. It was all of that. Yeah.
You know, and the Bugsy Chip one was nice. It was good. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But then it died out. It's almost like Bugsy sent for Chip. Chip didn't respond for time. So everyone was saying that Bugsy won. Then Chip came out of nowhere and released a tune, and it's like, what you doing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
What
who
you
is really
doing?
Chip to be saying this now, innit?
But this is, do you get what I'm saying? But I feel like this clash, if it does happen, will be one of the greatest clashes. to come out of the
Greatest.
UK.
Because I'm not writing off Stormzy at all, man. Because
can't,
Stormzy
fam.
can bar, fam.
You can't.
Oh my goodness.
But do you know what I don't get? Yeah, how can you send for a man and then that tweet, oh, hurry up and reply?
That's
I
what
feel
I don't like.
That's
I feel
desperate.
like
That's
what I don't like.
And just be tweeting as if like,
That's
you
what
know,
I
you're
don't
not actually
like.
talking to anyone in particular, but you're just like,
Have you seen the
hurry up and-
memes?
Like, I haven't even seen the memes, fam, but I'm just like,
It's just ridiculous,
it's ridiculous,
isn't it?
fam.
I don't know.
But then this is the thing as well. It's like I don't see Stormzy, yeah, and obviously I don't know Stormzy personally, yeah, but from what I know of him, and we even us here, we know some people that are connected to him. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's through school or whatever else, we know some of his close people. And I just don't see Stormzy as the type of person, as much as he's a bad man in his own right, but I don't see him as the type of person to just pull up to someone's house
For no
for no reason when they've got their address. Like I don't see him as that type of person. I feel like something's happened, like something. You know what I mean? I don't think his
to be
ego is that
honest,
high
yeah.
to do that.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm here for the entertainment purposes. As long as it doesn't get like serious outside.
Yeah, it's not
and
meant to get violent and all
that's
this. It's
alright.
meant to be about music.
Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I had like a conspiracy. You know,
You love your conspiracy.
You know what I mean? No, it's just
Conspiracy
not
Dan.
cool. I don't ever believe them, but you know, when you
Conspiracy
think about
Dan.
something. You think about something
maybe.
deeply. Remember, obviously, he broke out with Maya Jaman at the beginning of the year, innit?
Yeah.
But when he had an interview, was it on the Breakfast Club? He had an interview.
It was
Where was it?
Hot 97.
Hot 97. He was
Yeah.
basically saying that he didn't cheat on Maya, but he done something stupid and he shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Like, he messed up and he took the mic in it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it had anything to do with Chip.
I heard it because he was winding up with Georgia Smith.
Oh, is it?
I've heard
fair.
reports. I've heard
but
reports.
she's peng though, innit? She's peng,
I've heard reports of people that were at a party, one of them private parties where you got to put your phone away in a little bag and a little locker.
But for them to, they've been going strong. So for them to break up over a dance, it must have been wild, fam.
I mean, I'm not saying that's exactly it. And you know what? People say all types of things, don't they?
Yeah, it's all
She's
propaganda.
the type
fam.
to kind of like.
Yeah, she's the thing. She's all you got to stay away from her. Yeah,
But
she's
dangerous,
good.
Even though she
She's
looks like
nice.
Fredo.
Unless you're, huh?
Even though she looks like Fredo.
You're silly. She looks nice, yeah, but she's the type that you can't get too close to.
Unless
She might
you're
mess up your
future,
life.
yeah. Unless you're future or Offset, you can't mess with her again like that. Fam.
Yeah,
She'll eat you up, fam.
eat you
It's a
up.
man eater, fam. So innocent, but then
Take off,
ruin your
break
life, guys.
all the walls around your heart and then crush it, fam.
And laugh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Didn't even mean to.
I didn't mean to.
They make a banger about it. That's
Yo,
on the radio
oh
for,
my
the, for the whole year. So you
Oh
got to hear it
my
every time you
days.
switch
Toxic
the.
femininity, fam. Nah, you need a segment on that because I can't.
Do you think that do you think Stormzy needs to reply then?
Nah. To be honest, Stormzy's gone so clear, he doesn't have to prove anything to no one.
He doesn't have to.
He doesn't. If we're talking about the essence of grime, the rules are you should reply, but I think that it's I think it's a bigger disrespect that he doesn't reply to somebody with chip status than replying.
But this is the thing as well, because I think that, as you said, like obviously in the essence of grime, you know, the rules are like, yeah, if you get added, you should reply.
Send back. You said that you're the king of
However,
grime. You have to send back.
Yeah. But however, I feel that like Stormzy's more than grime. Do you know what I mean? He's not just grime.
He's more than grime now.
He's
He's
more than grime now. So therefore, I think that obviously in his career, like there's always going to be that section of grime. If he doesn't reply, that's going to be like raw. But you didn't reply to Chip.
Do you know what?
But whereas
I think it is?
other sides are just going to be like raw. Yeah, just carry on with it. You know, your career. You do what you're doing. You don't need to.
You're right,
No.
bro. Do you know what I think it is though? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's a case of Stormzy would have replied straight away the same way he did to Riley, until his team or his manager saw in Chipmunk's video
Album dropping soon or whatever.
dropping soon.
Yeah.
So
Something like
and
that.
this is something that Chucky said as well. And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna claim it as my own thoughts, but I'm on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Where he was saying that his manager's gonna tell him, or if he was a manager, he's gonna say, "Look, you're Stormzy, fam. Like
Yeah.
you cost money, innit? You're valuable,
Yeah.
fam.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
gonna give him PR for free,
Yeah.
so that people can buy his album,
Because a
especially
lot
after
of
he's
people,
disrespecting you."
because not to cut you down, but a lot of people don't. Like, I'm not saying don't know Chip, yeah, but on the level of Stormzy, yeah, like there's a lot of there's a demographic of people that know Stormzy through Ed Sheeran and through
Yeah,
this and
yeah,
through
yeah.
that. So
Do you
it
know
is
what
a
it
big,
though?
it is a
I'm
big
not-
PR thing for Chip.
Let's not do that for Chip, because you see the thing is, yeah, Chip's got bangers with people, fam.
He does.
He's got hit records with like Chris Brown and that. People know who Chipmunk is. It's
They
just that
do.
he was so far gone, and then it crumbled in a space of seconds, fam. Like it just crumbled. The way it crumbled was horrible for him. He wasn't treated nicely out in America. Innit?
But whatever variety
yeah.
of fans that buy Chip's album, a bigger percentage of those fans are always gonna, you know, follow Stormzy. Do you know what I mean?
of course.
Stormzy's
You see what-
always gonna win.
You see what it is, yeah? Chip was supposed to be what Stormzy is now, innit?
Yeah.
The way he was going.
yeah.
He tried to go to America and break America. It didn't really work. Do you get what I'm saying? No, it happens to a lot of British artists.
yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying? He had the talent to do it, I reckon, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like Chip's got songs that people will know, but he's just not. It didn't work out for him. He's not Stormzy, innit?
He's not got the, I don't want to say the all round package that Stormzy has, but he's just got there's just some things that some people have and some people don't,
you know
and it
it's-
just works. It's a different time as well.
It's a different
man.
time. Do you know what? He had it, but he's now just submerged himself into grime.
Yeah,
He's
but-
not. Remember, he's got Oopsie Daisy.
Yeah,
he's got these tunes.
Yeah, but
that
Dan,
Chip
the
Diddy
ti-
Chip.
we know that because of the time.
I understand that,
But
but I'm saying that people know him now. Like, okay, you're right, but people know him now because he's just submerged himself into grime. But it's not like he can't make a commercial tune and it charts.
yeah.
Do you get what I'm
But then,
saying?
do you
But
think
can-
do you
yeah.
think
told
Chip could
himself,
headline Glastonbury?
Back then, yeah, I think he could have.
He might.
He was making tunes that was selling out. But the thing is, it wasn't him being true to grime. Remember, he came up
Yeah.
off grime.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? he came up off grime. He was the grime kid. Then he tried to go to America, and he was making R&B, and he was making Chip D Chip. So people were saying that, right, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But those are certified bangers. They did numbers, fam. They were on the radio. People knew those tunes. Do you get what I'm saying? Remember, he was 16.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd say to that, because you're right, but it's literally just the timing.
Yeah, he was
because
one of
right
the
now
pioneers,
in today's world, that the exposure that Stormzy's been able to have just because of the internet and just because of everything else has propelled him to that level of being able to.
So I'm saying Stormzy was consistent, and he owned his
whether
truth.
it's Ed Sheeran or if it's Banksy making his outfit
vest.
for the vest for the glass, like all of these, those are the magnitude of those things because of the the world we live in now, and maybe Stormzy's got a bit of not saying he
Something on the side, like
you see like how people nowadays within certain, like especially in the music industry, or you look in like the workplace, they're very much big on trying to diversify things and trying to like make black and ethnic minority community, like people like included in things. And I feel like Stormzy in the music scene for black music was able to he's not the first pioneer, but he was able to be a pioneer of our generation for that.
Yeah.
And they latched onto it.
So I tell you what it is from my point of view and from my opinion. I don't think you're wrong, but I'll tell you what it is. Stormzy doesn't care what people think. So Stormzy came up off grime, you know. Stormzy went to school down the road from us.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So he came up off grime. Everyone knows back in the day Stormzy and whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? Like footing himself, Nord, whatever. Like, he came up off grime, fam. He was known for grime. Do you get what I'm saying? But when he did his Wicked Skengman series and all of that. When he started getting a little bit of clout off of that, because he was shelling it. When he got clout, when he got recognition, he started to branch out a bit. Yeah. But he owned it. It wasn't like he's a sellout. He didn't care. It's still his sound. This is still his sound. So do you get what I'm saying? So he branched out in sound, but he will still come back and show a man that he can bar off. He can bar off a thing.
And that's what you'd want from an artist.
But he owned it. Whereas with Chip now, I think Chip got a bit more backlash because it's like, like you said you are the grime scene savior, fam. Like, do you get what I'm saying? You're the chosen. You're supposed to be Neo, bro. In this grime thing. Do you understand? And he still holds on to that. And then he's gone off and made a tune called Chip D Chip to chart. And people are gonna, and Oopsie Daisy. So people are gonna be like, right, you're selling out. But I think at the time, he thought it was a good idea. And you know what? He made money from it. But maybe it wasn't true to his identity. And he couldn't take the fact that people were saying that maybe he was selling out or maybe he just wasn't a grime artist no more. Yeah, that was his pride. Whereas Stormzy, I feel, in my opinion, he couldn't give two hoots about what people think. He's making money and he's making his music. He's being true to himself.
I think
he put a gospel tune. He put gospel tunes in his album, fam.
But then I feel like that. I still, like you said, I always still think, like you say, he owned it. Yeah. I always feel like Stormzy's tracks were his tracks. Like they were always. I personally never listened to a Stormzy track and thought to myself, you know what? Like you're trying a bit too hard with something. Because I still feel he's proud of it. But it's still his. It's still like his thing. Whereas when Chip made Chip Diddy Chip, like, you know, all these sort of things. Well, he was. And it was, you can tell that's got someone else's name all over it. Yeah, like the everything switched. Flip, the flip was just too much.
From going from Riley and Ice Kid to going to Chip.
Chip. And two other things I wanted to say is that, like you said earlier, you know, Stormzy's got people in his camp like Twin. They're the two. They're like quite big managers in like the music scene, in the British music scene. And they're no strangers to understanding what PR is, understanding what the music game is and things like that. You know, they manage some of the biggest artists in the game at the moment. And I can imagine them saying to sort of maybe just not even entertain that idea. You got Wiley who came up. Wiley's always got something to say. Wiley turned around and said that if Stormzy don't release a diss track, he's gonna send for Stormzy, Skepta and Dizzy. How did Skepta and Dizzy get into this conversation?
I guarantee you, in his head, it all makes sense. It always makes sense.
Riley's a very intelligent man.
You're the grime MC. You came up off of like what you were saying earlier.
I'm not being funny.
Not being funny.
Stormzy, you got to reply. Because You're the grime. You do grime. You're a grime artist. If you're saying you're the king of grime, yeah, you gotta respond. You gotta respond. And if you don't respond, I'm gonna send for you. Me and Chip, we were out here already. We won already.
Stop it. But it's true. But that's what I'm saying. Like Stormzy. Like Wiley said that Stormzy came up as a grime MC. You came up off of grime, so it's your right. Like you have to reply. It's how can you? It's almost like using a platform and then going off and doing something else.
Yeah,
but I just didn't agree with it.
I personally feel like because of Stormzy's character, what we know of Stormzy's character, yeah, he's been told not to respond. You get what I'm saying? He's been told not to respond, which is why he hasn't. Because I think if it was him, he would respond.
Yeah.
So just hold on. So actually, do I'll do it.
Clap.
Bro, I'm making something. Bro, am I moving mad?
Yeah. You trying to run it now?
Not yet.